What's going on, guys? Nick with Mission FX here. I'm just going to be live trading here. I've got GBP JPY opened up on the 60-minute chart. Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of be looking through this. I'm also going to add an RSI here. I don't know what happened to my RSI. It keeps disappearing, and then it'll pop back up after I add another RSI. See this? What's this all about? Crazy. So yeah, this is my RSI. It's 14 period RSI applied to close. That's what we'll be using in this. Other than that, you're just looking at pure price action. So I'm going to start the strategy tester here real quick. But first, before I do, I see some levels in here. So I'm going to go back to the line chart like I usually do. This is a pretty solid level right in here. I also see this level right in here. If this cracks, I probably won't consider this a level, but we have plenty of taps so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3 or 4, whatever. So that's my little markup for the levels I see so far. Remember, for Elliott waves, guys, for our trading, we're just looking for price to break out in an impulse and then retest an area before continuing. So this could break out upwards and then test here before continuing. Also, we've already had like quite a long run up, so I'm thinking this should like show more downside, but we'll see what happens. So let's just see how it goes. Just waiting for a breakout and retest. Have sort of a break right here. Price is coming down, comes back into the range. Going up here, headed out upwards. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to adjust this trend line. This trend line needs to look something like this because this is a new low before it came up and started respecting this upper line. So now this is sort of what we're looking at here. It makes more sense. So price is going up right now, looks like. Okay, so we have a break, so I just want to see a clear move out. So this is a clear move out. I want to see a retest here before price continues up into here. Then we'll have waves 1 and 2. Okay, wow, so we had price collapse here, cracked this low right here. So now what we need to see is price to come up here, retest this area before continuing downwards to make a clear sustained breakout retest. So that was pretty good. That looks pretty good. So this is what I'm seeing. Price came out of this area, broke out, came up and retested it before moving lower. This also looks like a pretty big support resistance area, a pretty nice level. Yeah, so I mean, but that's just, you're getting the gist of it. Price came down, went up, wicked out at this level before coming back down. That is a breakout and retest. This will be confirmed if it just moves even lower. So we'll see what happens here. We just need price to come lower. It'd be cool if we crack this area here. So price did crack this area, so this is confirmed as wave 1 and 2. And now we've got this coming down here, wave 3 forming. So when you see wave 3 and then a pullback to wave 4 before looking to take any trades. Let's see what happens. So price continued even further. So this is all still wave 3. Wave 3 is typically the longest wave, so that's good. We have a pullback in here, so let's see if price will hold this area or come up even further before falling. We need it to fall one more time to get wave 5, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so that's good. So we have wave 5 forming. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this up. You just grab your Elliott Waves tool depending on which platform you're using. Whoops. So Elliott Waves, this is our range. This is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have 5 down here. So what we need to see now is we need to see a good divergence form right in here. And let's just pull our RSI up since we're going to be looking for divergence now. So we have this is already divergent, waves 3 and 5. So we had this low here, which is equivalent to this low. So these are the lows. We had a lower low in the main chart, but a higher low in the RSI. This low failed to go lower, So these are doing different things. The main chart is going downwards. RSI, the peaks are going upwards. So this is divergent. We're going to see like a tiny divergence somewhere in here, like just a lower time frame divergence or a series of divergent peaks before we go long. But this is already looking good. Profit targets, if we see a divergent, will be probably this previous level in here. So let me just draw this in. This is like a good level. So we already know we're at wave 5. So I'm going to take off our Elliott waves. Okay. And now I have to go back and add RSI again because for some reason TradingView just likes to delete it to troll me. And then it magically puts 2 up. Yeah. Real pain. Why are you doing that, TradingView? So this has happened. We're going to wait for another divergence to occur. So let's see if we can get something happen here. Price is going lower, lower, pull back. That looks good to me. This, yeah, heavily divergent. So now we have, these are divergent, and now we have this little area right here, a low, a lower low, a low, and a higher low. So this could keep coming down even more, make a series of divergent peaks. Sometimes you'll see like 1, 2, 3 peaks form, like they'll try to push price lower before it pops up. But this alone right here is a pretty solid trade so far. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a position right here. So we're going to go here. Yeah, it's at a long position. So enter this, take profit. Yeah, cool. It knows to take profit. That's pretty cool. 110 pips. Risk to reward ratio is 1. I don't want to risk 110 pips on this. Let's do like a 1.5. Yeah. So that's about 1.5. So we're risking roughly 72 pips to make 110. So that means if price comes 72 pips lower, it'll stop us out. We're going for 110 pips. This is better than a 1-to-1 risk reward, risking half of what we're going to make approximately. Well, not really, but 1.5. So risk reward of 1.5, that's good. So yeah, and this will not stop us out if we see another pulse downwards, which is good. You don't want to get stopped out on manipulation. So you got to give your trade room to breathe. But as long as it's a 1-to-1 minimum, that's very good. And if you can get even higher, that's better. So entry was right in here on this low as soon as we saw it was divergent. So let's see what happens now. We'll just go ahead and press play. Price is playing around. Price is going up even more. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, so that was it. So yeah, very clearly. So 110 pips bagged. That's pretty good. So 110 pips just off this move right here. Looks like it took from September 11th all the way to September 14th. So you would have been in this trade for this is over the weekend. 11th. Well, no, it's not. Yeah, so 3 days. Roughly you would have been in this trade. After you're analyzing this, if you're checking 5 minutes a day to see where price is at, it's on the H1. You can take so many more trades up in here from like minute 1, minute 5, minute 15. But just in the hour 1, if you just have like 15 minutes a day, that's all you need to do this. You could have entered this position, put your stop, and take profit. And this was went right to the take profit target. So this is good. With that trade hit take profit, got 110 pips. That's pretty solid. Now to see this trend, like if we're wanting to take a trend trade, let me see if I can find a solid trend line. So we can start at this wick right here, or come down maybe to here. Let's see. This would probably be better. Wave 5 with divergence in here and from here to here. So we need to see, I got to see price come probably down back into here and start wicking up, going back up before I will take a trade. This has to look very, very, very obvious. So I'm going to put a level down in here as well. We're going to see what happens down in here. Price is playing around, so it looks like it may take off without us. Okay, it comes back here to the support. Let's see what happens. Looks like buyers are struggling to run price back up. Having a little battle here. It's hitting this previous area, but now we went up again. So I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so now price is coming back in here to buyer's territory. So what I want to see. We had a downtrend. We had 5 waves break out downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had divergence. We had a break of the downtrend. And now we're coming back in here to retest these lows. It tested the trend line there and then went up, but like I said, this test, I want to see this test happen like down here near the previous low, because I know if it tests that and starts going up, I can put a stop just on the other side of this low, maybe like 40-50 pips away, and have a very good entry, very small risk, and your take profit will be somewhere up in here. We'll go over the take profit here in a second with the Fibonacci tool, but yeah, I like to see a retest somewhere very close to the low and also on the trend line. Price is sort of sustained above this level, so that's looking good. Let's see what happens. I want to see wicks in here, and then I want to see the price start head the other way before we jump in. So let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like price did come down here with a wick, so that's good. So yeah, so we had a wick in here, so this is good, but now we have a red candle forming. I would not have entered just on that wick right there. I would have waited to start see price coming up, maybe even crack this level before entering a buy position, because that'll be like a good double bottom. But right here, I don't enter right off here. I wait for a confirmation. So let's see a price. If we can start to see bullish candles coming up, then that'll be a solid trade. Put your stop just on the other side of this. Take profit way up here, 50% of the previous move. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, so price tank through here. So if we sustain down here, then price will probably continue down. If we quickly pop back up into here and then test this area before going up, it'll probably be a buy, and we could probably take buys there, understanding that everyone else has got stopped out. But if price holds down here and doesn't quickly come back up into this range, it's not going to be a trade I take. See, that's why I wait for confirmation. This wick was a good bullish confirmation, but I wait for that wick combined with divergence, combined with maybe like candles going up, just some sort of bullish confirmation. A wick alone probably not going to be enough for me, but it tested this previous area with a wick, and if that would have happened with divergence, maybe this wasn't divergent, and then some bullish candles, that's a very, very good sign. If your take profit's way up here and stop loss is just on the other side of this, that would have been a good trade. So let's see if this pops back up in here. If we find support and go up, I'll enter a long. If it comes down even more, I'm not going to sell because we're already way oversold. We should only be looking for buys in here. But yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. See if we can get into some trouble here with GJ. Price having trouble coming up, so it looks like we are holding below this level. Yeah, and see, continues lower. That's why you wait for confirmations. So now it's testing this area again. Let me draw like a little, this looks like a level that we're respecting. Yeah, see, price is chopping around at that level. Also going to put a line right here at the previous low, because this is a new level that's everyone's going to be looking at. Everyone's going to be hawk-eyeing this level, wondering what's going on. So price cracked through that level, coming even lower. See, it's crazy. See, that's why you want to wait to see something good. So right in here, like, would we have taken a buy in here? We don't have a downtrend broken anymore, and also there was no bullish confirmation. Like, price just sliced through that level. No wicks, no pause in price, no bullish candles. So the price just came down here. It looks like it grabbed stops. This is probably a divergent move before it came up. Like I said, understand, going back, looking at the big picture, market's way oversold. Been in a sell-off for a while. Made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves here. Now it's coming down even lower. So like, we just want to wait to see some sort of bullish confirmation before entering, but we only want to be taking buys. And this, like I said, you're going to be analyzing this maybe a couple times a week. Let's see. So we've got somewhat of a, let's see, trend. Like a trend like that. Let me see what our line chart tells us. See something like that. Already got 110 pips off this setup, so we don't want to just be taking anything. We want to be let's go ahead and include that one. I want to include this line as well. Yeah, it looks good. So now we've got like 4 peaks included in this trend line. That's good. So now we're going to go back. I want to see a crack of this trend line on a retest before we look to take any trades in here. Price Price is congesting. So it looks like we respected this little level right here. I just want to see it push up out of this and a test before continuing up. Had price kind of wick out of there. Okay. This is pretty good so far. That's looking pretty good. So I want some sort of test somewhere in here. This looks also like it's a level 2. I know I've got like a couple levels in here, but price sort of interacts at this level as well. So Elliott wave pattern already had divergence, already been going down for a long period of time. Now we've cracked a downwards trend line. So I want to see some sort of bullish confirmation. Yeah, that looks like it should be good. So we'll just see wicks and then price start heading upwards before we look to take a trade. Price comes back. Okay. So price came up out of here, came down, retested this area. I want you to look at this. See that wick here at this level? That's a very good sign. So here's what I'm going to do. This wick plus these candles going up, I'm going to enter a long position right here because we've already broken our trend line and we've tested this area, this support, and this trend line bullishly, if that's a word, bullishly, before going up. And we've had divergence down all throughout here, and we're on wave 5. Market's way overextended downwards. I'm going to be looking for some upside. So before we enter this trade, let's look at what our profit target should be. Grab your Fibonacci tool, look for the highest point of the swing high before the market started its downtrend. Connect the Fibonacci, just a line from here to the very lowest point. Here's the lowest point. I'm going to drag it out a bit. Our 50% levels right here, this is where our profit target is going to be. So I'm going to draw a line like right in here for our profit target. So that's where our target is going to be. I'm going to take off the Fibonacci to clean this chart up because this chart is looking sort of dirty now. Profit target is going to be right in here. Okay. Stop loss. I'm going to put it just below these lows right in here, and then yeah, price should continue on from here, or maybe like test this level, or this level maybe one more time. If it tests this level with wicks, it'll be good. See what? I'm going to put my stop, yeah, right past these lows, and if it goes any lower than that, yeah, we don't want to be in that trade. But this is looking pretty good so far. So let's go ahead and go for a long position. Just going to do this. Let me swing this up here. So let's see how this looks. So entry, we're going to be entering right here where current price is. So right there. Stop, we're going to put it, like I said, just below these lows. So yeah, 101 pips. We'll be risking 100 pips. Yeah, 100 pip risk. Take profit is going to be right here at this level, 50% level, 220 pips. So roughly a 2.2 risk to reward ratio. Risking 100 pips to go for 220. So a little over 2.0 risk. You're risking 1% of the account to make 2.2%. On a standard lot, you're risking, what's this? You're risking $1,000 to make 2,200. So this is pretty good. We'll see. We've got a lot of confirmations. We've already bagged like 110 pips off this from here to here. So this could be icing on the cake, a total of 330 pips or whatever total if this works out. So let's see if this is going to work out. Like I said, all things in confluence. Elliott waves, downtrend that's been broken and retested very bullishly, and already way oversold. We're looking for buyers to come in. So this is very good because we had a wick along with bullish candles coming upwards. So this is good. So let's see how this plays out. So I want you to notice something. Price came in here and tested. This is what we saw. This is where we entered. Price came in here and tested this level again before jumping up again. So that's a pretty significant level, all throughout here, but we'll just draw it right here. So we could see price play around in here again before taking off. But notice how they didn't take out this level and they didn't even come back to test it any lower. Our stop is down here. Very, very safe. We're not going to get stopped out on manipulation. 100 pips of breathing room to go for over 200. And seeing a lot of bulls step in here. So let's see if price will run up here to the profit target, or maybe come back and retest these levels before going. Wow, that's looking good. That's a solid trade. If you're patient and you wait for confirmations, you have like pretty solid trades like this. I'm gonna drag this out. Coming back at us. See, a price is gonna take out our profit target, man. I'm trying to make money. At this point, you would have been in this trade from the 29th of September all the way to the 4th of October. Now the 5th. See, so it's a trade you can be in for a while, but hey, if you only got like 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to look at charts, I'd say if you don't have 15 minutes a day to look at charts, don't trade Forex. Go work a job, go run your other business, go do whatever you need. You should need at least 15 to 30 to just look at the charts and just follow up with them. But your analysis is done. Let's just take profit and stop loss. Price is not quickly tanking into here. It's sort of holding above this trend line and these levels. So this is still good. So sometimes you just got to be patient. Over here, 7, 8, 9 days after you would have entered. 10 days or so. Price is still playing around with your emotions. You know, just hold your trades. If it looks good, just hold it. Looks like, okay, right there, depending on your broker spread. Okay, yeah, now for sure. Take profit got hit right in here. So that is a total of 11, 12, 13, maybe 13 days, maybe close to 2 weeks after you entered this round of the profit target. Or maybe you got, if you would have done your analysis or put your take profit, you know, a couple pips lower, maybe somehow you would have gotten executed right here. But you see how it works. Like price shot up to that 50 retracement level and then had a pullback. It cracked the top of these, like, you know, this previous support level. You see this is like a pretty significant level everyone was looking at. So it tapped these levels before continuing upwards. And then, yeah, so take profits hit. So yeah, it's 220 pips plus 110 here. That's like 330 pips. Not too shabby. And you see what we did is we're just getting a lot of different confirmations. We're getting Elliott waves. We're getting our divergence in here. We're using trend lines and levels, like significant levels, to look at price to see what's going to happen. Okay, so that's what happened here. So let's see if we can get into something else right in here. I'm going to keep going. I don't know what happens next. Like, you know, my guess is as good as yours. I'm just like sort of taking it as we go. So let's see if we can find some more good trades. So price is rocketing. Let's see if we can find a breakout and retest of something. If we're looking at this in waves, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4 would have to come all the way down here to retest this area before going higher up to 5. Looking kind of sloppy right now if you're looking at it from an Elliott wave perspective. Man, this is a massive run up. Insane. Look, this is like shot up like 800 pips since an entry in here. And we only went for 220. Look at this. It's absolutely insane. Now you would have been waiting like half a month. But you see very good risk reward trades if you wait for the market to be oversold or overbought before entering. So this looks kind of interesting. So we had a range right here, a breakout and a retest, and then another breakout. So yo, I'm totally gonna like draw this up. This looks pretty good. Level right here, another level right here. Sorry guys, my allergies have been killing me lately here in Texas. Alright, so I've just marked up some levels here. This is just live price. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just, like, I haven't looked through this. So I'm just kind of like, you know, playing it by how price goes. So price is now reversing at this level up here. Playing around. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 didn't really come and retest this area. But the market is very overbought. So let's see if we can find some type of divergence up here with maybe an upwards trend break and retest before we look to go short. This is probably divergent right in there. Let me just go grab my RSI. Whoa. I do not want that. But you know what? It bought up my RSI. So we'll take that deal. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like these peaks are divergent. This to this is going sideways slightly up. This peak to this peak is going downwards. So these are divergent. But we're only on 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we see 4 and 5 form. So this has to stretch even further for us to look to take any trades if we're being safe. You know, we don't want to not be safe. You know what I mean? So let's go. Let's just keep going through here. So it looks like price is respecting this level right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this in. Price is also respecting this upper level. So, you know, why not? Go ahead and draw a line in here. See if it respects it in the future. So price is having a lot of trouble. Like I said, this hasn't extended far enough. I only take divergence if it's happened after 5 waves. This is only 1, 2, 3, 4 should have come and tested somewhere in here. So not looking good for Elliott waves, but you know what? That's okay. We're playing it safe. This could spike. Yeah, it could spike up even higher. Now, like I said, 4 doesn't always have to come and retest the area, but that's how you know it's the best, whenever you see a clear break and retest before price continues. So now, okay, so we're in wave 5 territory. I'm going to go ahead and throw the waves on here. This should be good. So 0, this is our range. This is our breakout. This is our retest. This is our big run up to 3. 3 is a very big wave. That's cool. 4 came in here. 4 is just a pullback. Like I said, most of the time it'll come back to 1, and if it does, that is very good. If it doesn't, and it just stops here before finding support and going higher, that's fine. So now up here we are in wave 5 territory. We're going to be looking for divergences to get into trades here. Now I have no idea. It annoys the hell out of me that the RSI keeps just vanishing into thin air. But you know, that's cool. That's cool. We'll keep on bringing it up until whatever. So we're going to bring our RSI. We're going to be looking for divergence now to gauge our entry. Okay. So let's see if we can get price to run up a little bit more. We need to see a higher high form before we're looking to sell. This is getting real choppy. It's going sideways again. So yeah, we need to see price come up more to take a divergence trade. I'm going to pause it right here. So we're going to look at a few things, just a few common things we look at. We already know it's wave 5, so I'm going to take the Elliott waves off to clear up the chart. We're also going to draw an uptrend line now because now we have a clear uptrend. So I'm just going to go from here. I'm going to try to include as much as I can. This looks to be about right. So I've included this peak, little bit, not so much of that, but this right here. That's at least 3 peaks respecting an uptrend. So yeah, that's good. That's good. So, and we have our levels drawn in. This is also a previous level we can look at. This was the highest point. So now we have price play around in here. So what I want to see is now we have a broken trend. I want to see price come up into here with divergence, and maybe even past it and then swing back in with bearish wicks before I'm looking to sell. But this, I mean, this is looking very solid for a sell. We've had a long run up. There's a lot of people who were buyers down in here getting ready to take their profits. So let's see if we can find a reason to sell. So a couple things, just extending this line, looks like it's still respecting this line right here. This is still a very big area. If this cracks and holds below, that's a good sign. But I want to take sells at a high price up in here, remember, so we can get a stop loss just above this area. That would be great. If you could just do that for me, that would be terrific. Thanks a bunch. So price is kind of like playing around here. Buyers are struggling to run price up. Looks like sellers might be taking over. So let's wait. Let me also draw. This looks like a pretty solid level too. If we see price come to here at this level, I could totally sell that on like a wick and price reversing. That's a pretty solid level, especially if we're looking at lines. Yeah, so yeah, that would be cool. Price could come up to there, so we could take a few trades. Take a trade. Yeah, buyers are really struggling to run price up. Has broken the trend line and it has been holding below it. And now we've cracked this level. So let's see what happens here. If price comes up to this level again and then starts to come downwards, this could be a solid trade. Something else I'm going to draw in another level just to add a confirmation. And like I said, I never take a trade off just one thing alone. Let's say this level is pretty well respected. One, maybe you can count that as two. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. This level is pretty respected. So price can come back into here and sort of give us a test with rejection right here. We could put a sell order in, which is still a pretty good price, but instead of a stop being way up here, stop is going to have to be tighter to give us that good risk to reward ratio. So let's wait to see what price does. Okay. So that is pretty good. So let's look at what happened here. Price jumped up, tapped this level quickly, pulled away from it. So we can look to take this. We're also in a downtrend. Didn't necessarily hit that downtrend area, but we do have price hitting a level and it's rejecting it with bearish price action. So I don't know what's going to happen next. Let's see what happens next. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to enter a very low risk sell here, right here. Stop is going to be just above this level right here, because if it goes above this level, we don't want it to throw us out on a wick. So if it wicks up into here, it's not going to stop us out. But if it comes all the way up above here and above this downwards trend line, we know it's probably not the best trade. So we're going to do that. Take profit area. All we're going to do that is the lowest point we can find. I'm not going to start down here. I'm going to start right here because this is more recent where we saw the biggest impulse happen. Price sort of went sideways from there. So I'm going to start here just to be safe. You just look, where's the clear impulse from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. So this right here is good. Bringing it to the top, which is this area right here. Our 50% level is right down in here. So that our target is going to go right at that 50% level. So risk to reward is 2.63. We're risking about 100 pips to go for 260. Very solid. So let's go ahead and take this Fibonacci deal off and let's see if we can bag some pips here. So this happened on, looks like October 4th. Let's see what happens. Price is going in the profit here for a second. Let me I don't know why it didn't show. Yeah, that's where we would have entered, right in there. So yeah, now it's like showing. If we could crack this level too, that'd be pretty good. So we cracked the level, but whipped back up, trying to come back up into this area, back to our entry. So yeah, it looks like the buyers gave up. So screw it, everybody's out of there. We could just come to our take profit area. That would be terrific. Up about, what, 200 pips. So that closed. Yeah, that was it right there. Sweet. And price starts rejecting. See, that's why I take my profits at the 50% level, is because it'll usually reverse right at it. So if you want, you can move your take profit just inside that level if you want to be safe. And it's pretty cool because, like this level right here was also this previous level from back in here where price closed at. So just use a little bit of confluence if you want to take your profits a little bit before that 50 level, so that what happened here doesn't happen to you, like where price barely hits your take profit, gives you back negative again, like only plus 30 pips, then goes to your profit target. If you want to just set that take profit a little bit sooner, that's even better. So just trading this Elliott waves combined with divergence, combined with basic technicals, just trend lines and levels where the market's playing around at, this gives you very good trades. And like I said, we were only risking 100 pips to get 260. See, okay, so this happened if you would have entered on the 3rd. Looks like your profit target would have gotten hit on the 6th. That's in 3 days without you doing anything except placing the trade and putting the stop loss and take profit after you've done your analysis. That's 260 pips. On a standard lot, that's 2,600. And you would have only been risking $1,000 to make almost 3,000. So that's a very, 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 very solid trade here. So a couple takeaways that I want you guys to know is we're looking at the big picture, okay? if you see just a pattern like a breakout and retest in here, it's not as as strong or powerful as opposed to if you don't have the whole picture. So the whole picture of what's happening right here, this it's contingent on all of this. It's contingent on the fact that we've had a breakout of a downtrend and we've had a huge uptrend. We've had a break of that uptrend. We've had price running up, trying to make higher highs. You're looking in price action. Price can't even retest this high. Price keeps coming and keeps respecting these levels and going down more and more. And price is just kind of dwindles out here. But once this major level was cracked, price came up, tapped this area with rejection. If you're entering right here, taking it back to 50% of the whole, previous move, this could be an area where everyone else is jumping in on buys. So that's why we want to get out down in here. Because if everyone's looking to buy, they're saying, okay, here's our impulse. I want to pull back before I can buy. And if we're looking to sell this, we want to make sure we're taking profits at a good area and managing that risk to reward ratio at a minimum 1-to-1. But if you can get like what we got here, like a 1 to 2 point whatever it was, risking 100 to go for 260, 2.6 risk reward, then that's very, very good. So this was pretty marvelous, guys. Just being completely straight with you, I didn't review this chart before I jumped on here. I do charts live all the time in front of my students. I trade live. Every trade I take, I call in the students group chat for Mission FX. So the second I enter trades, my whole analysis, my stops, my targets, everything is there. I always call it out. I share it. When I have losses, I share it. When I have profits, I share it. Everything's transparent. I've been trading the same account that I am right now since November. I've been profitably. That account is up 300% growth. So like I said, the Mission FX mentorship program is closed. However, if you want access to the advanced training videos on the website, number one, make sure you're serious about it. You have to take this seriously. Otherwise, it will not work out for you. You will not make any money. You will not do good at trading if you do not take it seriously. If you want access to the advanced training videos, access to the clients group chat where I trade live every day, where I share videos like this live right in front of you as real market history or market data is happening throughout the week. Shoot me a message on any of my profiles: Instagram, Nicholas Sean Official; Facebook, you can find me. My name's Nick Sean, N-I-C-K, and then S-H-A-W-N, Nick Sean on Facebook. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. If you just want to know something, I'll tell you, I'll help you out. And then if you want to join Mission FX as part of the students group, just to kind of see us trade live every day and trade with me personally every day, then we can work something out as well. I can get you in the students group. I'll probably just charge like a small fee, and then we can get you guys in, and you guys can start making money here trading with us. But like I said, most of the stuff I just give out for free. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is just take the time to learn it. Spend maybe 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes a day, looking at charts on these higher time frames. Get that good risk to reward ratio. Combine it with a couple things, and your trading can be golden. So like I said, guys, shoot me a message. Reach out to me, even if you just want to say hi. Reach out and say hi. I'll say hi back. And if you got any questions, let me know. So thank you guys for watching. This video is on the longer side. It's about 40 minutes long. So if you watched all the way to the end, I congratulate you, because I bet less than half of the people who start this video will actually complete it and then apply this stuff. So if you've watched this whole video, you apply this stuff, you want to take your trading to the next level, jump into these markets, learn, do what you need to do. Because it's very simple, can very quickly and easily become a full-time income if you take it seriously. So my wish for you is that you'll trade the Forex market full-time, because it creates a good amount of income and a great amount of freedom for you to chill, enjoy your life, do whatever you want on your own terms without having to answer to anyone except yourself. So make the decision to become a professional full-time Forex trader. That's my wish for you. I'm going to jump off now. You guys have a great rest of the week. I will see you guys in the markets and in the next video. Bye.